talk to you about some of our lyrics and just take you through them. Just a little bit of a process of thought, what we were thinking when we were writing them, just so we can understand it a little bit better. So the first part's actually kind of like how every other song is supposed to be, I think. An intro to what the song is. It says no shame, no identity to uncover, no story left to tell, nothing but silence. And it's kind of about how people are just ignored and left to figure it out for their own, and when eventually things go wrong, there's no story left to tell for them. There's nothing but silence. The no shame part is about literally like society that just doesn't feel shame for what they did or what they didn't do. It's just something that happened.
Nobody could see them standing there alone, cast out from reality. All there is to know, just some fragile souls, not wanting to recognize the weight of this burden slowly being pulled undone. Led to the depths of this world, there's no getting out.
Our first verse is nobody could see them. That's where it starts. Nobody is able to just see them because they fade into the background. So the Nameless are a group of people that are just in the background.
In the shadow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody could see them. They're literally standing there alone. They're being cast out from reality. And I think what we mean with being cast out from reality is that you're actually being just pushed away because you don't fit in somewhere. Like you're not a real thing. What you're thinking isn't real. What you're feeling isn't real. So people are just going to be like, yeah, well, you're just over exaggerating. Just
In Dutch, you're the buitenbeentje.
yes.
I think that's a good explanation of it.
Yeah, you could translate it as underdog. Yeah. So they're fragile, vulnerable, and with
Vulnerable. I just can't.
not
You
strong.
do the talking, I do the smiling.
So we're talking about the Nameless here. They're fragile, they're vulnerable. And they don't want to recognize that the weight on their shoulders, the weight that they're carrying of the things they have to go through, almost on a daily basis, is slowly just breaking them down until it's too late.
Like they don't want to admit to their situation
Yeah.
they're in.
Yeah. And sometimes they do realize what they're in, what the problems are, what's going on, but most of the time people just don't understand what's going on with them if nobody wants to talk to them or nobody will explain.
Or maybe they think they're not worth it to talk to someone.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, can you help me? The next sentence, into the depths of this world, there's no getting out. So it gets worse and worse, and
Yeah.
then there's no getting out. Let's listen to the chorus.
There's no getting out. They have no faces, kept in the darkness their whole lives. Nobody knowing what had happened, just a shame they didn't survive.
They is of course again the Nameless. They've been kept in the darkness their whole lives. Like, it's a metaphor to how they've not been socialized with, how they've just been pushed away.
Basically the shadow we
Yeah.
were talking about before.
Yeah. Nobody knowing what had happened is after somebody just gave up. Or if they got into a hospital or if something bad happened. And then nobody knowing what was happening inside their heads. And it was just a shame that they didn't survive. So they didn't really care. It's all they have to say about it. It's a shame that a young life has been thrown away like that.
Like they didn't know what happened, but maybe they also didn't care. That's a shame. Let's go on with life.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in reality, it's a lot worse than it originally was.
That's not so nice to do, people.
No, we do not do that. No,
Be nice to each other, you know. To the next verse.
Ignorant be the world to tell that they have been or are not doing well. They've been silenced for their lives to tell. No hands to reach out to.
When the world turned their backs on them, none wanted to waste their breath.
Ignorant be the world to tell that they have been or are not doing well. So it's literally for the professionals and the people in the world around those nameless people to tell them that they are doing well or they're not doing well. It's not up to them, just people judging them, telling them, oh, you're not feeling well, or oh, you're doing fine. Well, and it's like, well, in reality, they're crumbling or something. That's not how it works. Okay.
So they've been silenced for their lives. It's hell. They've been silenced. They don't talk about it with persons.
Yeah. Also, when they say, like, I think they've been silenced, like, they've been made to shut their mouths.
Also, because they think people don't care about it.
Yeah.
So they won't talk about it. Because they think, well, it will only get worse maybe if I talk about it.
It's really sad.
Really sad.
Yeah.
It's actually a sad song, although it sounds pretty
Dope.
pretty happy.
And some of the people just are so, like, they feel so miserable that there's just, they think there's no way out. And there's no hope anymore, but there actually
I
is.
get it.
Yeah, I get it too.
But now we're going to the epic second chorus.
Yes, I love that.
They have no faces, kept in the darkness their whole lives. Nobody knowing what had happened, just a shame they didn't survive. Silence is a form of torture, ignorance is blindness. Spoken words are not heard. They did not know your kindness.
Do you know that question? When there is a very, very big forest with a lot of trees, and then there is a storm, and then one of the trees falls down, but there's no one around it to hear it. Is there even a sound?
Ooh.
So like when the nameless people, when they speak, but there's no one to hear it, do they even speak? Do they even talk? Do they even make sounds?
That's a very interesting theory. And you've just blown my mind.
You're welcome.
Damn. So silence is a form of torture. Ignorance is blindness is really about.
It can really hurt when you ignore someone.
Yeah.
They don't feel valid anymore. They think, okay, I'll go away.
If you really want to torture someone, just be silent. When they're screaming for help, just don't react. That's what you said. When there's this tree and it's fall down, you know, like if someone screams for help, but people around it are ignorant and they choose to not hear it, so like the spoken words are not heard. And they did not know your kindness is more about the professionals or just the world around the nameless. Just
the sentence is more sarcasm.
So the nameless didn't know the kindness that the society has shown them.
Let's listen to the next part.
Yes.
All this time we've been ignored and pushed away. We don't even remember our own names.
So, fun story. I suck at lyrics. I wrote one sentence and I'm really proud of it. It goes like this. After all this time of being ignored and pushed away, we don't even remember our own names. So, if you don't talk to the nameless and if you push them away like you're not valid, then they will start to believe it.
I am very proud of you. It's iconic. It's an iconic sentence.
Thank you.
Yes.
And it's in a cool radio voice.
Yes.
I would like to start with another fun story. I also sing in this breakdown.
Yes.
I'm not really good at singing.
Oh, you
So
are.
it was a little bit of a very big effort to nail that shit. About the lyrics, being left out in this world so cold, nobody would notice their endless ordeal. Actually, just the same with other words. Being left out like goodbye, go away. The final chorus.
They have no faces, kept in the darkness their whole lives. Nobody knowing what had happened, just the shame they did survive. Silence is a form of torture, ignorance is blindness. Spoken words are not heard, always remembering the nameless.
Mostly the same, only the last sentence, always remembering the nameless. Actually, the opposite of.
Yeah. It's like all the other way. It's turned around. It's the opposite of what we said.
How do you say it? Verandering heet de shoot of de Volta.
What? The shoot of the Volta?
If you made it through the whole video, that's really awesome.
Yes, it's really awesome if you were able to listen to our blabbering like this. Awesome.
We definitely appreciate the time
Yes.
you spent on this video.
Not only that, but showing interest as well. It's awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
thanks, man.
Thank you.
And then you do like this.